If you're planning to be in the Los Angeles area and would like free tickets to Politically Incorrect, call 213-852-2655.
Okay, I want to talk about the president a little because you talk about him in your book, Whoopi, and I think most people think that he plays with the facts the way he likes his women, fast and loose. And
that's how most men play with themselves.
yes.
But aside from that, Bill.
Yeah. But you say you don't care how many women he slept with or any of that, which is very prevalent because the Paula Jones trial is said is going forward. They announced that today. She will not settle out of court, even though apparently the First Lady wants that to happen. And I guess the question becomes, does character count, or is the president really just a CEO who, if he keeps the company running and humming well, we don't really care what...
Do you mean character and sexuality are the same thing? Honey, please. Open any closet in America. You know, I mean, you know.
Well, we do have a situation where someone seems to be rather loose with their personal life, and at the same time, is very loose with the truth. And there is a... there is... All right. This is, you know, we should have known this from the very beginning when Bill Clinton was...
Why is that relevant at all?
Well, first of all, if indeed this is a mistake.
But they had Jennifer Flowers. Right. I mean, what more? Once, you know, any closet that you open in politics, any closet that you open, I'm sorry, you know it's true. Something is going to fall out. That's going to be...
But that's a difference.
No. Because I come from a time... Wait.
Bill,
I come from a time where most of us who are my age, I'm in my 40s, 40 to 50, you know, we came through a sexual revolution where we went to bed with a whole lot of people. We now would look back and go, oh my God, how could I have done that? Okay, if it was that heinous or horrendous, why did it take her 6 or 7 years to come out with it when Jennifer Flowers was busting out of her thing and everybody was busting out? What happened?
You know, no one is concerned about the president if he made a mistake, or anybody else if they make a mistake, given to a temptation. But you know, when you reach a certain level...
How is that a mistake?
When you reach...
Whoa, just a second. How is that a mistake?
Well,
because a guy wants to go to bed with somebody, a woman wants to go to bed... That's a mistake?
I think it is... Yes. I think it is... Yes, I do. I think when you were married...
It may be bad taste, but it's certainly...
Look, when you're married...
Never move it to the mistake level.
Hey, hold on. I just got married. I just got married. I got married 6 weeks ago. I gave my pledges, my vows. I gave my word. My word counts.
And after 6 weeks, you're still faithful.
Wow.
That is...
Maybe.
Yeah.
And but that makes the difference.
Talk to me in 12 years, man.
Listen, if someone just totally disregards his marriage vows, the other things that he's telling the American people, how do we know we can take...
Why did we have a Roosevelt? Why did we have a Kennedy in the White House?
Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin was the randiest cat out there.
I don't think that's for you to do.
Ben everybody.
I don't think it's for you to... get in the middle of his marital problems. That's something between him and Hillary.
I'm not sure if Ben Franklin was married at the time.
Oh, he was, honey.
Sure.
He was.
I'm not sure, but I will.
It's none of your business.
No, here's what I say this.
Look,
it obviously didn't interfere with his ability to make good decisions.
If I could butt in for just one thing.
Go ahead, baby.
Look, if somebody gives into it...
Touch his knee.
If somebody, listen, if somebody gives into an indiscretion, somebody gives in and does something that he or she regrets, that's one thing. But if you have a type of activity that goes on, you reach a threshold when it's a lot different, when someone is a different person than just someone who's made a mistake.
So what does that say about Kennedy?
Yeah, I have to take a break, but I'm glad you mentioned Kennedy because the Cuban Missile Crisis tapes just came out.
That's right.
And I think that is very relevant to what we're talking about, but not quite as relevant as a word from... All right, we were talking about the relevance of character among politicians, and there certainly never would be an issue among our two fine, upstanding public servants here, but it is in other instances, and you mentioned President Kennedy. I just read these tapes about what happened during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and I have to say, Kennedy, of course, now it's come out, was, you know, as randy as they come, but I think he saved the world. If you read these tapes, he was arguing with the generals. Everybody had the wrong idea how to handle this. So doesn't that argue for the fact that the guy can be Marilyn Monroe and save the world in the next hour?
Definitely. It's none of his business who the man wants to have sex
There is a
with.
price to pay. And we also know now that he was involved with prostitutes from gangsters who he ended up dealing with during campaigns to steal elections. That's unforgivable.
You know what? Talk about paparazzi. That's based on some scurrilous investigating.
No, it's based on a lady down in San Diego who said she was connected with a gangster and connected with
a lady in San Diego came forward.
You know, people are so quick to
30 years later.
Right. I mean,
people are so quick to judge people that are famous or in public office, and if you know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I agree. And if someone has made a mistake,
you don't, because
no, I do. If someone has made a mistake, if someone's made a mistake in their life, that's not what we're judging.
You keep calling it a mistake.
It's apples and oranges. Judge the man for the job that he's hired to do. It's Hillary's problem, and she's upset with her husband for sleeping with someone else.
No, I don't. Why not? You don't think Paula Jones was a mistake?
No, I don't think Paula Jones was a mistake. He was, you know, if what said was true, he was trying to get himself together. It was not a... How could that be a mistake? Well, how else do you approach people?
Willie, I mean, Paula Jones... What's the deal? Paula Jones and Jennifer Flowers, let's just take a look at it. These are public employees. Jennifer Flowers was given a promotion in exchange for sexual favors with the governor.
What
about the civil servants?
Wait. You let your republicanism get into this. Don't let that get into this. Don't let that get into this. That's an accusation.
I'm proud to be a Republican.
That's an accusation unfounded.
It was on tape. It was on that tape.
No.
He clearly exchanged a job in exchange for sexual favors.
Nobody is that gross, Dana. If you're going to do it, you're far more clever than that.
But wait a minute. Right. Okay, so we look at history and we say there were plenty of men who have done the same thing, plenty of women who have done the same thing. As Fran said, if we don't look at what the man has done, you have to answer some of the questions that your guys always pose. Are you better off than you were? Is the country in a better position than it was? Whether he's Paula, Jonah, Stevie, it don't matter. Because ultimately, that is not going to pay your rent. That is not going. Ultimately, it's not going to pay your rent. If we talk about
everything isn't money, everything isn't money. Isn't there something to be said for a kind of a moral feeling that you get from your leader?
Well, you know what?
It's not just rent.
I have to tell you that wait a minute, honey. He said Whoopi.
Okay.
We'll point to Dana in a minute. I think ultimately you have to figure out what it is you want. You cannot hold people up to these ideals that none of us, in his past, maybe there is stuff. In your past, maybe there's stuff. Sure. There's certainly stuff past in mine. But I want to know, did Kennedy inspire me in spite of everything we know?
Right.
Did he make it better? Yes, he did. And I don't care who you're... I don't care if you divorce tomorrow as long as you keep your ass in line. You know? I don't care. And morally, I can't judge what is moral to you, because what may be moral to you may not be moral to me.
How about all those right-wing preachers that have occupied the pulpit and have been found to commit the same kind of acts as Bill Clinton?
But again, there's a difference. Again, there is a difference between someone who gives in to a temptation and someone who makes this a way of life.
That's not giving in to a temptation. That's using the Lord for assistance.
Hold on. Let me give an example where morality makes a difference. Willie, let me give an example where morality makes a difference. During the campaign with George Bush, Clinton condemned him for his approach to China. And by the way, that was the one thing I agreed with Clinton on, and I said, well, at least with George Bush gone now, Clinton is going to change the policy with China. Not only didn't he change the policy with China, he licks the boots of those dictators in China far worse than George Bush ever did.
Yeah, but you have to judge him on the politics and not who he's... That's a different conversation.
When you have
if you don't like his politics, that's one thing, but
when you're getting into licking
this guy,
I don't even want to go there.
Have a person guards their marriage vows and lies in that regard, then they will lie to the American people.
Honey, let's open up in the closet.
But it's still, nobody
You
ever
know
proved
what?
that.
If
It's
you
as bad as what
design
you're
that-
reading in the tabloids and